Let's see. Hello. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been a year. It's Elena of the Holy Witch, formerly the Witch's Box. Hello. Does it look smoky in here? It does not. Okay, good. I was hotboxing myself basically with some copal incense that we'll talk about. And I see that a bunch of people are already here. Hello. Oh my gosh. I don't actually think I can read all these comments. I'm gonna trust that it's a lot of hellos and a lot of socializing with everyone. Your girl, I'm still recovering from a 4-day weekend trip that I took. You can tell I think I probably look a little rough. Not fishing for compliments, but I'm slow. I'm super slow. I'm here, totally present and not driving. Hello, everyone. Wonderful Ditchwitch. Hello, hello. All right, I'm going to try to say hi to all the names I see. Let's do that because that's kind of like a thing I do. Hello, Curls and Pearls. Renee. Crone Wisdom Highlights, which I think is Mimsy. Catherine. Hello. Let's see who else. Carol. Hello. Emily's here. Hey, hey, hey. Claudia. And Ditch Witch, I've already said hello to. Marie, hello. I'm so glad that you subscribed to the School of Holy Witchery. Hello, Bella Diva, Juanita, hello. Stella, CG, hey, hey. Wonderful. Oh, hi, the earrings. I am so snaked out. You don't even know. There is also another piece that I haven't. I got this beautiful thing. In honor of the Holy Witch, in honor of Lilith, who's coming soon. Anyway, I will reveal that at some other time. I just haven't been able to take it out of the box because it just, I feels like it's such a beautiful jewelry piece that it's just, it's completely talismanic. Yeah. And it requires its own ritual just to take out of the box is really where I'm at. So I will show it to you at some point too. Okay. Renee, Diamonds and Dogs, Lilith Moon, hello, great name. Elsbeth, hello. Head Heart Business Therapy, hello. Sheba, Sorrow, Lisbeth, beautiful. Am I missing anything? I probably will miss things. If I miss you, don't take it personally. Robin, Pamela, and okay. This is the last live Q&A for the last Witch's Box that we've done, that we will ever do. It's kind of like that's where we're at. It's the last one and it's amazing and surreal and I don't even know yet. I feel what do I feel like? Because the last of the boxes were mailed out. So let's do some quickie announcements and then I'll share about how I feel. The last of the boxes shipped out last week. There are, to my memory, I think 2 replacement box thingies that need to go out this week, along with 2 of the spring reading boxes that need to be sent out because people bought them. All in all, there's about 5 boxes that need to be sent out that have to do with other things, not the April box. And then the workshop is done for business. It's kind of, it is not kind of, it is completely wild and I have yet to really fully process it. Other than to say that the minute the last, well, that's not true. I left before all the boxes shipped out last week. We were just waiting for UPS to come and back up the big truck and pick up the last batch, and they did. I took off for 4 straight days to New Orleans with my husband and a bunch of friends that they, it was like an event that we were all gathering for. And that was like my punctuation, right? Like I just, whew. And it was helpful in some ways because it kind of created that ritual line. Sometimes we have to create a ritual, right, to like cross into another threshold or through a threshold. And even though it wasn't intentional for that, it created that for me. But now I've come back this week and I'm like a little, I don't know. It's not that I don't have a lot to do. I do, but I haven't landed yet. So it's an interesting, it's interesting. We'll see how this week kind of shakes up. And I think maybe by next Monday, I can fall into some sort of new rhythm. So there it is, but it's the last one. And this box was this April box was really like, let me give you a couple of pieces that will help initiate you into the School of Holy Witchery if that's what you're choosing to do. And if you're not, that's okay. There's still items in the box that you can use for your own personal witchery. There's that beautiful journal. Not everyone got the same of everything, right? So there are, I think, let me think really quick. I think that there were 4 different journal designs. So everyone got one of those 4 designs. And there were 5 different sensor designs. So everyone got one of those 5 designs because it's just, as you know, it's been a thing where it's just hard to source the full number that we need of one thing. So I have had to always cobble things together. So there's that. And then everyone got this, which is so beautiful. Laura Ellison made this for us of your sacred life. And also, let me give an announcement. I'm going to send an email out about this, and I'm also going to post it in the forum. For those of you who were subscribed to the Witches Box when we did the whole planetary magic series, which I think took over a year and a half to put out all of those boxes, the one that I did on the moon, I've said this before, I don't know what I was thinking where the moon box didn't have that sigil plate, that wooden piece that we did for all the other planets. She's making that for people who want to complete that set. So you can reach out to her, and maybe Emily, do you mind looking for her IG handle? If I'm not mistaken, her IG handle is @your_sacred_life. If you reach out to her on Instagram and say, hey, I'm from the Witches Box and I'd love to order one of your moon sigil boards, she will make you one to help complete the set. There's a picture of it running around somewhere, but I'll send it out in our newsletter so that you can see it. So for those of you who want to finish that set, she's got that, but she also makes a lot of beautiful other things. Check out her stores, check out what she has available because her work is amazing. She did this for us. As you can tell, this is our new logo, but it's also a sigil. This is the representation of the Holy Witch. We've got the rose, we've got the serpent, we've got the moon. All of these symbols mean something. So in your box, you get one of these, and there is a page that discusses what it means and what you can do with it. I will be posting that actually on the website as well. Let me drink more water because my throat. So listen, they're back. I have right next door, sadly, the closest point, our neighbor's property is huge. Ours is fairly big too. But the point at which the construction workers are working on a thing is like the closest point to my office. So you may hear some banging. You may hear some loud talking, although they were doing some seriously raucous talking a little while ago, and I started burning a bunch of copal, and my entire office just kind of became very smoky. So I opened the door, and the waft of smoke went directly at them, and then they got really quiet. You know, magic. So hopefully the voices will be low. Let's hope for that. Hold on, let me drink water. But the banging's happening. All of you, hold on a second. The copal resin, yes. The Wilding book. The Wilding. Oh, that was from the spring box. Yes. I can't even read. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with me today. I can't even read. What is happening? Yes. So let me just say that those of you who are international, you are likely, it's going to take a while. Just mail is slow, but we also got them out really late. So the boxes started shipping. Today's Wednesday. What is a number? I don't even know, but not last week. The week before last, they had started shipping them, but they just kind of kept going out in big batches. And the last batch was picked up on Thursday. It was supposed to be picked up. No, the last batch was picked up on Friday. It was supposed to be picked up on Thursday, but it got picked up on Friday. So there are quite a lot of you that are going to get it probably in the next week or so, because that last batch was like 250 boxes or something. It was a pretty big batch. So there are still quite a few of you who obviously haven't gotten your boxes yet, but they're all on their way. Yesterday I sent out quite a few tracking numbers, so look for your tracking number so that you can kind of follow it along. I know that a couple of you are like, wait, my box is going in a completely different direction. There's nothing we can do about that. Unfortunately, I don't know what UPS and USPS is doing, but a lot of boxes are just kind of like taking a tour around the planet. I don't know why. Also, Mercury happens to be in retrograde. Like, why? Why Mercury? Why? But there you go. We're talking about self-care. Can you hear the banging? Oh yeah, you can hear. Great. Okay, Marie, there are not going to be any single boxes available for this box. I ordered what I thought was going to be a bit more than what we needed, but because it was the last box, a lot of people kind of jumped on the bandwagon and were like, oh my God, no. And they resubscribed just to get the extra box or the last box. And so literally it was like the exact amount of boxes that I needed to make were exactly what I had the supplies for. There won't be any sales for this box. It's done. So like that. Yeah, I'm not able to commit to sending out little smaller boxes with other little cute things right now. We need to be done. So yeah, like that. We have no more boxes. Actually, that's not entirely true. We have one more box in the workshop that can be sold. I think there's only one box left for the spring reading box or the spring book box that we sent out in March. That we have one of, and that's it. That's it. So, are the Holy Witch sigils available for those who didn't get the box? That, Stella, is what I was considering. I have some extra Holy Witch sigils. Let me think about that. I cannot pack one more box. so let me think about it, because there can be a world where maybe I bring someone back in the workshop to kind of do a little side packaging of the sigils, because the sigils are going to be for the people who are part of the School of Holy Witchery. We won't start working with that sigil until, let me think really quick, module 1 is, I think it'll be module 3 that we'll start working with that sigil. You will get a couple of different printouts of the sigil so that you can maybe laminate it and do some things, because we're going to do some messy things with it. And it may be by that point, the first group of people who are part of the School of Holy Witchery will get to module 3 by June 15th. Is that true? That's the first batch of people. The people who first subscribed on the 15th of April won't get to module 3 until June 15th. And so we'll start working with that sigil there. I'll give you different versions of it to work with that you can laminate and work on. But let me have a week, and then I can figure out a way to send some of the, because the wooden sigils are really beautiful, and we're going to be working with this quite a bit. Let's see. I know Mercury is like, can you hear the banging? It's just out of control. Oh, you can't hear the banging. Oh, I'm glad, because it's a lot. At least they're not like hooping and howling. I don't know what they were talking about earlier, but I started to burn. Where's my little sensor? Oh, it's over there. I started to burn copal. We can talk about copal in a minute because it's in the box. And I think in the video, which we'll talk about in a minute, that I created, the deep dive video that I created for the box, I talk about you don't need a lot. Copal is a really potent scent, and the resin usually will melt into the charcoal disc that you got, and because it's melted in, it'll keep burning for a while. It goes a long way, and you've got a lot. But I didn't have a little masher, and I didn't want to mash it on my desk, so I put a fairly large like rock of copal on my charcoal disc, and this place became like, I mean, it was just a smoke box basically. So when I opened it, the waft, it was like a whole whoosh that went over there, and everyone got quiet, like, what is going on next door? Because I think I completely just smoked them out. It was hilarious. Okay. It does sound sort of like a ritual drumming. I love that reframe. Thank you, Emily. Let's see. Juanita, unfortunately, for those of you who mentioned the grandmothered in pricing, for those of you who were subscribed to any of the boxes in the past, there was a special pricing for those of you who were part of that and wanted to come into the School of Holy Witchery. Those spots are gone. I'm sorry, they're done. They were gone sometime last night, if I'm not mistaken. So what's available now is monthly at $102 for the School of Holy Witchery, or the yearly with a 2-month discount. You get 2 months free if you pay for the whole year, and that cost is $1,020. That's there, that's open, that's available. And then I have not posted the page for the Lilith Coven that's coming up, but the cost for that will be $1,313. So it'll be at $1,313 for the whole year of coven work that we'll be doing with Lilith. So that's going to be a pretty intensive coven work. What will I say about that? With the School of Holy Witchery, for those of you who are part of the School of Holy Witchery and are also considering signing up for the Lilith Coven, you're starting fairly easy. I've given you, I think, one practice to do already with the School of Holy Witchery. The next module that you get is going to have quite a long list of different practices to choose from. They're not all mandatory, but 2 or 3 should be. You're going to be doing work, right? You've got the videos to watch. You've got a lot of the information to absorb. I think that I started you all out, like, try to set aside an hour a day for the School of Holy Witchery. Lilith is going to be a little bit more extensive than that. Lilith will be an investment of your time. So know that it's a much bigger commitment in my estimation. So just know that that's what's coming. The page and the information for what the Lilith Coven is going to be should go live by the 1st of May. And looking to open registration around the beginning of June in order for us to launch and begin on the 21st of June. It should have started a lot earlier, but this transition and starting the school was a pretty big deal. So that's information on that. I didn't realize TWB special subscription is over. Yeah, it ended. Did Twitch? I love it. It ended. There was a limited amount of spaces. I think I mentioned that in the first letter that went out. We sent quite a few letters. I feel like I need to apologize because I feel like some of you got super spammed. But I know that not everyone always opens all of the emails, and so we sent out quite a few. And the spots ran out. I don't know what time exactly, but sometime last night is when they ran out. Yeah. Crown Wisdom Highlight says, I think Lilith came in and shook up all of what I can deal with right now. Wow, I'll have to hold off on Lilith. Yeah, and so Lilith, there will be a little bit of an intake process. There will be a bit of a self-assessment process. We've talked about this before. Certainly I will talk about it a lot as the information begins to trickle out around that circle. It's intense work. You will be destabilized. It's not a question of if, you will be destabilized in some way, and you need to come in with an already deeply and strongly established support system. Because if things come up, if emotional issues come up and you feel like, whoa, this is kind of rocking my world, you need to be able to find support for yourself. I will lead and guide the circle. I will be part of all of the cohorts. We will do deep work, but I'm not a therapist, and I won't be able to hold space for you if you go into crisis. So you need to be able to, you need to come in with some support. If you're at a place in your life where you're already like, I am barely holding on by the skin of my teeth, it is not the time for you. And that's okay. It'll come back around. It's really a matter of spiritual maturity to be able to determine, I really want personal transformation. Absolutely. Lilith absolutely is calling me, but right now I've got all that I can handle on my plate, right? So there will definitely be a call to really self-assess and be really deeply self-responsible for what you need and what you don't need. So in that sense, don't cave in to the FOMO over like, I really want this, I don't want to miss out. It'll come around again. It's more important that you take care of yourself, right? And taking care of yourself may look like not doing it now, or taking care of yourself may look like, I am 2 feet in, count me in, I'm in. So know that. Hold on, there's a lot of words. Oh my gosh, hold on. I got, this is Marie. I got in when it was at 21 spots left. I hurried up. Yeah, when it gets down to those numbers, it goes quick. Angela says, hi, Angela says, can we get a recording of the drumming music you use for your Holy Witchery video intro, outro? I would love to play that during meditation. I will ask, because Tree added that to the video. I don't know what that is. That may be like, what is that called? Like royalty free, music blurbs for videos and things, but I don't know. I'll ask her. Drumming at intro. So I'll find out. I don't know. Her and her creative magic. She wove something together and I have no idea where she got it from. Okay, Billy, this is a good question. Thank you for asking. Billy says, where do we find the pre-recorded deep dive? The website says, oops, page can't be found. Oh, yeah. Okay. Will the book coven videos be available? Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. We have gone back and forth in different ways. There was an option to put all of those videos on the Witches Gathering forum and just take that entire thread and put it there so that it's available to everyone. Then there was the discussion, I think it was between Emily and I, to just place all of these videos on a page that's public for everyone on the website so you can watch them forever. But then I realized that some of the things that were discussed there were private, and to make a page like that totally public doesn't fly. So what is going to happen is that on the page that used to be, and that still is, I don't even know what's on that page right now, I should look, but it's still live on the website. You just can't readily get to it. The Witches Box subscription page on the website, I'm going to turn that into a place where you can see all of the videos, and it's going to be behind a password. So you'll get a password to log into that page. I mean, you'll have a live public link that takes you to that page, and then there'll be like a little box that says password. You put the password in and all the videos show up and you can watch them. And the same thing will happen for the book box videos. Here's what's important, and I know it's always hard to get this information to all of you. It's just part of, one day we'll figure it out. But don't unsubscribe to our notifications, people. Don't, because if you do, then you miss out on these things. Quite a lot of you unsubscribed, and then later you're like, I never got it. Well, you unsubscribed. So if you unsubscribe, you're never going to get the notification. You know what I'm saying? So what will happen is that every single person who has ever subscribed to the box will get another email that says, this is the password. Please keep this email. Please memorize it, put a little post-it note on your computer, blah, 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 whatever, so that you can always access that. My hope is that page, those 2 pages, will be done by the end of May. They take some time. We have a lot of other things going on. So just know that that's coming. The April deep dive video, I thought went out with the tracking email, but I just discovered that it didn't. So we're going to have to wait on that video, but there will be a page all for that. So thank you, Billy, for asking that, because I wanted to talk about it and then I didn't put it on my little note. I know, I'm so sorry. Billy, I'll send you a little note. Okay. So hold off on doing anything. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Billy, my sister in Maine. Wait a minute, hold on. Before I say another word, there are a couple of us in the Witches Box / Holy Witch community. I'm not going to call you out and name you, but you know who you are. I don't think you're actually all here. Who have a little love affair going on with the Lost Kitchen in Maine. Billy, are you tuned into what's going on at the Lost Kitchen in Maine? And we were talking about trying to get our postcards chosen so that we can have dinner there. But I think that you need to be included in that if any one of us win a seat at that table. But I think about you every single time I watch that show because it's like Maine, Billy, and I want to move to Maine. Okay. All right. There's a lot of yeah, there is a lot of words and words are hard. I'm still slow. I don't know what's going on, man. I am super slow today. I think it's probably it's definitely a combination of recovering from travel and also just a new schedule. Weird. I'm in transition. Juanita, I don't know yet. Will payments for Lilith be lump sum or broken up in 2 payments? Here's my concern about breaking things up for the Lilith coven. Energetically, I want it to be a lump sum because it's not like the School of Holy Witchery where you can pause at any time and come in and out and no one is relying on you being there. Do you know what I mean? The Lilith box is a much more intimate circle where you will be working with the people that you're part of the cohort, and it would be really disruptive for people to be like, I can only pay for the first 3 or 4 months and I got to peace out and sorry, I got to go. I want to prevent that. So I'm trying to figure out a way to, I'm not sure. And I also never want to be in a position to have to collect money because I don't like doing that ever. Like, yuck. So anyway, it's full transparency. I'm just sharing with you where I'm at in that process. The big concern is keeping the circle and the integrity of the circle consistent for the whole year. And there's always a chance of like someone not fully being able to pay and then leaving, and what the disruption that would cause, I think, is just, it's something I want to avoid. So I'm leaning towards lump sum, just to put it out there. Oh, thank you, Stella. That's it. I appreciate you saying that. Robin says, thank you for saying don't cave to the FOMO. That's so me. I've signed up for so many things because of that and not followed through. School of Holy Witchery is a place for me right now. Yes, it's much more spacious, and the beauty of you being able to go as you can makes it easy that way, for sure. No, Billy, the School of Holy Witchery is not full, so you can still participate at that price. So the School of Holy Witchery is still open. I'm just talking about the grandmother price. I just skipped a lot of words. Wait, hold on. Yes, like, share, and subscribe and do all the YouTubey things, please. I always forget to tell people that. Thank you, Emily. My email just hates me. All I get are notifications for tracking on boxes. Okay, let's talk about this really quick. I can't walk you through this because I don't know how to do this. And all of us have different email services, right? Gmail, Apple Mail, and Outlook, and who knows where else you are. But in your email account, there is a place to whitelist addresses so that you always get the emails and they don't go into your spam. Look it up. Look up, how do I whitelist an address on Outlook? How do I whitelist an address on Gmail, or whatever your email platform is? Whitelist info@theholywitch.com, but also whitelist info@thewitchesbox.com. Whitelist both of those, and that helps to ensure that those emails don't go into your spam folder and you don't miss them. Again, I can't tell you how to do that, but if you Google it, you will find it. That way you ensure a higher chance of seeing all the emails that go through. I know that sometimes we go through periods where we send out a lot of things, and then we go through periods where we're kind of quiet, but it helps ensure that you get what you need to get. Oh, the Lost Kitchen. I know. I love her. I love the Lost Kitchen. I love the food. Oh my god, it's my newest addiction. It's on the bucket list. Oh, Miss Erica Graham. Hi. Hello. Boom, boom, boom. Ideas on when it will be. Oh, ideas on when it will be due. Curls and Pearls. Registration will open June 1st. And you'll have. I might open it sooner, but it'll be June 1st when it opens, and then we officially begin on June 21st on solstice. For sure, Melanie. Melanie says, I could not handle more than Holy Witchery and Moon Coven. It's a lot for newbie solo practitioner. Absolutely. So choices. It's about making choices for sure. I love that you guys are talking about this show. It's such a great show. Alicia says, I'm so new here. Welcome. I just discovered TWB, and literally the next day after subscribing, there was an announcement of the transition to the School of Holy Witchery. I'm excited. Beautiful. Welcome. And whitelist. Oh, yeah. And whitelist Emily at theholywitch.com as well. Beautiful. Yes, making a VIP folder now. Beautiful. And Emily at thewitchesbox.com. So the witchesbox.com email address very likely isn't sending out anything anymore, but I say to whitelist thewitchesbox.com as well, just in case we've missed something. We are obviously still getting emails that are sent to thewitchesbox.com. And I think that we've caught all, because the website itself sends out notifications on its own, and we pretty much have caught all of those, but you never know. So it's not going to hurt you to whitelist info at thewitchesbox.com as well. It's just a precaution. I'll make it my birthday present to myself then. Beautiful. So like that. Can you believe that this is where we are? It's kind of amazing. So new name, new all the things. Right now, if you have questions about the School of Holy Witchery, let me know. We can certainly talk about that now. One of the things that is in this box that we're going to be using a lot and we're going to be covering throughout the School of Holy Witchery are a certain list of botanicals. We're not going to, we never know. We may cover all of them in one day. Who knows? But we're going to cover a grouping of botanicals to work with, and copal is one of them. That's why I sent you so much in the box. Copal goes a long way. It's a very powerful scent. It's great for protection. I love it for work with the ancestors. It is a clearer, and it also, for me, this may not be true for you, but for me, it really is an incredible vehicle for doing trance work or doing journeying work. It really just gets me into the space. So you've got the big bag. I will say a couple of things about copal. In fact, let me show you a little stone here. What I love about copal too, if you've ever worked with amber, copal is like the young version of amber. As it gets older, it hardens and becomes that beautiful amber that we use in jewelry and all these different things. I've got a bag. Excuse the noise. Got a big chunk here. So it is a resin that won't melt to your body temperature, but it melts a little bit. So if you handle it with your hands a lot, I don't know, can you see? This is a bigger one. You get sticky, yeah? So because of that, this is huge. I would never put this on a charcoal disc. It's way too big. It will burn forever. You'll end up wasting it. You don't need this much. And so often what I do is I have a set aside mortar and pestle just for resins, because the minute you smash anything that is a resin in a mortar and pestle, you cannot really use it for anything else, because it will absolutely get stuck in there, and there's no way to get that residue of resin out of your mortar and pestle. So I have it's a small one. It doesn't have to be big, because really it's just like a little tap, 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 and it shatters. And then you have little stones or dust that you can sprinkle on your charcoal disc, and it burns and it smokes and it becomes your incense. What I'll do is I like to keep things separate, but sometimes I'll mix it together. I'll put a piece of copal on my disc, and then I'll add other things to it depending on what I want. I'll put a little rose, or I'll put a little cinnamon, or I'll put a little cedar. Like, those are the ones that I work with. But we will be working with this a lot over the course of the next year in the School of Holy Witchery. This is a really powerful resin. Resins are beautiful to burn. The common ones are myrrh and frankincense, copal. What is the other one? You can get pine, you can get benzoin. There are many. The easiest ones to source in higher quantities are the frankincense, the myrrh, and the copal. Places to get resin. Certainly you can go on Etsy, and you can probably get a wide variety of different resins on Etsy. They usually sell them in little baggies, but again, they go a long way. Yeah. Amazon, I get them by the pound. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on sanfranciscoherbs.com. You can get them on Frontier's kind of challenging. I don't want to go into a different window, but I have a wholesale account with Frontier. Frontier is the big bulk herb company, and they're kind of a grocery company that sells to places like Whole Foods. You know, when you go into those big bulk sections, Frontier sells all that. They also have resin. I think on the front end, if you go to frontier.com, they may have bags on the front end that isn't wholesale. Who else has got resin? So I think Star West Herbs may have some. Where else can you go? I think that's it. That's all that's coming to my mind. But sometimes too, Azure Green will have resins in small baggies. You can do that as well. But the bag that you got, if you got the Dragon's Blood, is a beautiful resin. Yes, thank you for saying that, Kelsey. The bag, if you got the box, the bag of copal that you got is a pretty significant amount. That should last you a long time. Unless you're like me and you burn incense every 5 seconds, and then, it's a whole different thing. But you don't need to. It's probably not healthy for you. So there you go. Yes, Crone Wisdom Highlights says, in coaching, I learned that when the teacher is ready, the student appears. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Exactly. That when the time is right, the time is right for everybody. Billy says, love copal and did not realize it later turns into amber. I didn't know that either, actually, until recently, which is, it's like a beautiful thing. It's really beautiful. I don't even know that we can burn amber. I don't know. I've never tried to burn amber because I've always used it as jewels or as stones in my work. Curls and Pearl says, you gave me an excuse to shop. I've bought the meditation pillow, the meditation pillow mat combo. Oh, beautiful. Working on artwork to hang in my spot now. I love that. I love that you're doing that. That's fantastic. For those of you who don't know, Curls and Pearls is referring to the first module in the School of Holy Witchery, where we talk about the first practice, which is meditation and tools to kind of set up your space. I was wondering if you, this light, if you Crone Wisdom Highlights, I don't know what you're asking. Hold on, sorry. This light gets finicky. I was wondering if you pause, is everything locked up, or is only your level of where you are at? I think you're talking about the school. Oh yeah, you are. For the school, because for me, sometimes I have to just focus on what I'm trying to learn and deep dive at where I'm at in learning. So this is how it works. You're there, and let's say now you're 2 months in, so you've got the first section available to you, and you've got module 2 available to you, and you pause it. The minute you pause your subscription, you lose access to everything. This is kind of like the downside. There's no way for me to keep that open to you. But when you decide to come back, all of that comes back. Like your account reawakens, and what was available to you before is available to you again, and then you pick up where you left off, and then the next month you get you get the the modules that are coming. I talk about this in the first module where we talk about holy rest and creating or establishing fallow periods. In that video, if you've watched it, if you haven't, that's okay. But in that video, I talk about how I'm going to bake in rest and creating a fallow period practice into the actual modules once a year. I misspoke. There's going to be several moments or several periods throughout the year where I'm giving you supportive practices where you can integrate and really allow what you've been picking up to kind of download, and also allow for time if you need to go back to do that. The information is there. You can always go back. You can linger on something for as long as you want and then move ahead as you want, even though it's showing up for you at a schedule. So you have room to play, right? I know the scent of dragon's blood is amazing. I love resins, prefer their energy over anything. They are really powerful in terms of their vibrational potency because the scent is so strong, because it's essentially the lifeblood of trees. There's a lot of power there. And I think that they're really a beautiful, potent container to amplify the botanicals that we add to our incense when we have resin as a base. Really beautiful. It's one of my favorite things. If I use charcoal discs, my smoke alarm always goes off. I might get an electric one. Yeah, it definitely smoky, super smoky. You can't get away from it. So I know that a lot of you can't really burn incense because of you're in an apartment, or right, you've got sensitive fire alarms. Thankfully, I mean, I set things off all the time, but it's like, you know, my own home, so I end up like pushing or opening a window, right? But pushing the button. I hate to say it out loud, but I actually don't have a fire alarm in my little, I mean, my office is teeny, but if anything went off in here, I would know. But that's why I've actually survived in this office, because the alarm would be going off 24/7 at this point. Oh yes, please share your artwork if you're comfortable. I would love to see that. Oh, your son now needs one. I told him to clean his room and we'll talk. I love it. It's actually Marie. It's actually Marie. My connection dropped and picked my friend's phone to get back on live. Wonderful. Okay, hi Marie. Soro says, I love to make handmade journals and had fun making a chunky one for my studies in the School of Holy Witchery. Oh, beautiful. I'd love to see that if you feel comfortable sharing that on the forum. That'd be lovely. Are there moon rituals for Lilith? Yes, there are moon rituals for Lilith. We will certainly be covering a few moon rituals for Lilith. And I think I'm going to add a moon ritual for Lilith in the moon ritual coven. We will probably be doing most of our work with her on dark moons. And that is definitely her time. The dark moon is very much her lunation station. I'm late arriving, but I wanted to thank you for everything you are doing. Oh, you're welcome for our community. I'm sad to say I am not in the space to move on with the group. That's okay. When you're ready, you're ready. And if you're not ready, that's okay too. Just pop in and say hi as you can. Absolutely. Priestess of Wonderland. I've noticed that I am more drawn to water cleansing since Saturn moved into Pisces. Wonderful awareness. So an herbal spray bottle is a nice substitute for smoke cleansing. Absolutely. And it's just cleaner, right? Over time, you know, for those of you who've been burning incense for a while, you'll notice over time, burning incense in a room gets your walls dingy. I mean, it's just, there's no way to get clean smoke, right? So botanicals in water, botanicals in a water / preservative like vodka, alcohol, like grain alcohol, or I don't like glycerin, but glycerin is also an option for a preservative. That bottle of spritz we've got when we sent them out, they last a long, long time. And that's a great way of clearing the energy in a space. It's a beautiful way. I collected rainwater during the dark moon in Aries. Now I have a bottle of power for my spring purge. Beautiful. Aries is great for that. Wonderful. Yeah, like that. And it's spring. Officially spring. Movement, energy, a lot of A lot of movement. Be mindful. Care for yourself because there's a lot of movement going on. I have a weird thing flashing on my screen, but it also says I have an excellent connection, so I think we're okay. Any other questions, any thoughts, any sharings that you want to go ahead and share while I drink some water and they bang away at the roof? It sounds like they're on top of me, even though they're not. It's so loud. Girls and Pearl says, it's just a paint by the numbers I found on Amazon, but it came up on suggestion after I bought the pillow and mat. Oh, beautiful. Just felt it was supposed to be there. Beautiful. It's a Dia de los Muertos theme. Oh, I love it. I love it. Are there still going to be lives? I love these. So my intention was to pick up in May. I probably won't pick up until the middle of May, but we'll send out a newsletter that announces when the lives are coming back. It may be that I do 1 or 2 in May and then I go dark again in June because I'm going to be out of the country in June. And then pick back up in July. So we'll see. It'll be a little looser than it was last year, but I would love to keep bringing those back because I love the meditations on Friday. I love doing the lives on Tuesday. But we had so much work to do in this transition time that there was no way to do all of that. And so, yeah, definitely the intention is to have them come back for sure. I just don't have a date. So what I'm hoping is that by next week, I'll start to get my new rhythm underway and then things will look a little clearer. There's a lot going on. I mean, there's always a lot going on, right? But there's an enlivening energy going on because we're now in spring. The movement is undeniable. Astrologically, we've had a lot going on. The sun is out now, so there's also this feeling of, just waking up and stretching. And it's been a long winter. And I'm still very much in a wintry phase of my life, but I also I'm feeling the pull of spring in a really big way as well. So there's this balance, like balancing act going on of how do I tend to the alchemy of both in my body? So that's been interesting. So like that. All right. Any really quickie announcements? Really quick, just to reiterate, the School of Holy Witchery registration is still open. You can go to that page on the website and check out all the information. We've got the monthly price of $102 a month, or we've got the year price where you pay for the whole year and you get 2 months free. That's available. And our first live for that, I have to look at my calendar, but I believe it's the second Saturday of May. And if you can participate in that, the replay will be placed in the module, so you'll have that. But let me double check on my calendar. We will do lives for the School of Holy Witchery every month, except for my dark months, which are November, December, January, and February. But those 4 months, I'll have something for you that's pre-recorded. Okay, so the first live for the School of Holy Witchery will be May 13th. What else do I want to tell you? I may be doing another live class / lesson for the Moon Ritual Coven in the month of May. There's a lot of content that's just like, now that the box is over, like the downloads are just like, they've expanded, which is very exciting. So I might do another one for that, for the Moon Ritual Coven, but we'll also do a live ritual for May as well for the Moon Ritual Coven. I think that's it for announcements. I'm pretty sure. There are a handful of you who are like, hello. I know there's a handful of you that are waiting for a couple of replacement items and the spring March box, which is a second announcement. There's only one of those left if it hasn't been bought already. So if you didn't get that box, that's the only box left to buy. And I think that's it. That's all I have for announcements. Let me see. I read that. Enjoy some beautiful weather and travel. Yay. I know I'm excited about the travel. I'm nervous and excited about the travel. It's been a minute since I've been away, and we're going away. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy some beautiful weather. Spring has been so energized from, yeah, spring, the energy is like fuel, right? The sun is a beautiful way to kind of fuel up after such a long winter. Pancake thinks a new pillow is hers too. I mean, cats take over all things. All things that are sacred. Lives always on Saturday. Curious of time. I can do the replay also. They're going to be in general on Saturdays, and then there will be a couple of special ones throughout the year that'll be on a specific date in the week. So I wanted to do weekends so most people can get to them, and then when we do like specific date, like date anchored, you know, like a solstice or an equinox or something that's like specific to a date, then we'll do weekdays lives. Emily, thank you. Emily just posted the link to the School of Holy Witchery. My kitty's doing so good. She's so beautiful. She got spayed. And then she had to do 2 weeks of that cone thing, and that was torture for everybody, but she got through it. We went away for 4 days, so she went to her Auntie Aria's for the 4 days. Aria is our next door neighbor. Aria also used to manage our email for a while, and she's moved on because she's opening a beautiful tea house, which is very exciting. But when we first found Mia, or when Mia found us, she would bebop between both houses, and so she knows Aria's house. So anyway, she had her first 4-night slumber party with Auntie Aria, and she did well, and so she's back at home, and she's just the cute. She's so cute. I love her so much. I want to eat her. She's like adorable. Yeah, so thank you for asking. She's doing great. She's doing wonderful. All right, my loves. Forum. We've got the forum. If you're not part of any subscription, there's the free forum, the Witches Gathering forum. If you want to post there, there's been some conversations going on there. For those of you who are part of the Moon Ritual Coven and for the School of Holy Witchery, you've got your own forum, but you can certainly post on the Witches Gathering as well. We can talk with each other. We're on social media, and the next time I think I'm going to be publicly live. Oh my goodness. The next time I'm going to be publicly live here on YouTube probably won't be until May. Oh my God. So, I mean, okay, so another month. We've been doing this. We got it. It's okay. And then next month on the live schedule, there will be a live for the School of Holy Witchery. There'll be a live for the Moon Ritual Coven. So things are still happening. They're just beginning to slowly rev up into a schedule. So I'm hoping that by June we'll be on a schedule like that. And even though I'll be gone in the month of June, the lives for the Moon Ritual Coven and the lives for the School of Holy Witchery will still happen. I'll just do it in a different time zone, but at the same time for all of us here. I'll have to do math, but then I'll figure it out. All right, that's it. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out. Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you on all the other places. All right, see you later.